What drove Hitler to murder his most celebrated general? The dark truth behind the Desert Fox's death remained buried in Nazi secrets for years. October 14, 1944. A black Mercedes pulled up outside Field Marshal Erwin Rommel's villa in Herrlingen, Germany. Two generals stepped out, carrying Hitler's final message. The Desert Fox, once Hitler's favorite commander, knew exactly what this meant. His wife Lucy watched helplessly as her husband donned his full military uniform one last time, knowing he would never return. 15 minutes later, Rommel was dead. The official story? A war hero succumbed to his combat injuries. The truth? One of history's most chilling betrayals, orchestrated by the very man who once praised him as the Reich's greatest general. But to understand this betrayal, we need to go back to the beginning of Rommel's extraordinary rise. Born in Württemberg in 1891, Rommel's military career began long before Hitler's rise to power. During World War I, he showed exceptional tactical brilliance in the mountains of Romania and the Italian front. His actions earned him Germany's highest military honor, the Pour le Mérite. Between the wars, Rommel wrote a highly influential book on infantry tactics, Infantry Attacks. This book caught Hitler's attention, and when the Führer came to power, he saw in Rommel a symbol of German military excellence. Hitler personally requested Rommel to command his escort during his triumphant parade through occupied Czechoslovakia in 1938. The real turning point came during the invasion of France in 1940. Commanding the 7th Panzer Division, Rommel's unorthodox tactics earned his unit the nickname the Ghost Division. His forces captured tens of thousands of Allied troops in just 10 days. In early 1941, when the Afrika Korps needed a commander, Hitler personally selected Rommel. This assignment transformed Rommel into a legend, but it also planted the seeds of his eventual downfall. In North Africa, Rommel achieved the impossible. With limited resources, he pushed the British forces back to Egypt, earning him respect not just from his troops, but from his enemies. But North Africa also showed Rommel how Hitler's strategic decisions were increasingly divorced from reality. Rommel witnessed the darker side of the Nazi regime. Unlike many Wehrmacht generals, he refused orders to execute Jewish soldiers and civilians. When he received the infamous Commando order, he simply ignored it, gaining infamy in Berlin. By 1943, as the Afrika Korps faced inevitable defeat, Rommel's relationship with Hitler soured. He urged strategic withdrawal, but Hitler ordered them to fight to the last man. Hitler refused, ordering them to fight to the last man. Rommel disobeyed, choosing to save as many of his soldiers as possible by orchestrating a fighting retreat. After Africa, Rommel was assigned to strengthen the Atlantic Wall against the expected Allied invasion. Here, he made another fateful decision. He began openly criticizing Hitler's leadership in military conferences. He argued that Germany should seek peace before total destruction, a stance that infuriated Hitler. By early 1944, Rommel's disillusionment was complete. He had learned about the Holocaust and other Nazi atrocities. His son Manfred later revealed that Rommel had told his family, "Hitler is leading Germany into the abyss." He began meeting with other generals who shared his concerns, including some who were plotting against Hitler. Then came D-Day. Rommel had predicted exactly where and how the Allies would invade, but Hitler had dismissed his warnings. As Allied forces secured their beachhead, Rommel knew the war was lost. In July 1944, he wrote a letter to Hitler demanding an immediate end to the war. This letter sealed his fate. On July 17, 1944, Rommel's staff car was strafed by an Allied fighter plane near Normandy. He suffered severe head injuries, but survived. While recovering at home, news broke of the July 20th assassination attempt against Hitler. Although Rommel wasn't directly involved in the plot, his connections made him a target. The Gestapo's investigation revealed that some conspirators had mentioned Rommel as a potential leader for a post-Hitler Germany. They believed his popularity could help stabilize the country after Hitler's removal. This was enough for Hitler, who had become increasingly paranoid about betrayal. Hitler faced a dilemma. Rommel was too popular to be publicly executed as a traitor. The Desert Fox had become a symbol of German military prowess, and his death could damage morale. So, Hitler devised a sinister plan. Rommel would be given a choice: take his own life and receive a state funeral with full military honors, or face a public trial that would implicate not just him, but his entire family. On that fateful October morning, Generals Wilhelm Burgdorf and Ernst Maisel delivered Hitler's ultimatum. They brought a cyanide capsule. Rommel understood the implications immediately. He asked for 15 minutes to say goodbye to his family. His last words to his son Manfred were, "In 15 minutes, they will announce that I died of my wounds from the attack." He then whispered, "I chose my own death." The Desert Fox had made his final tactical decision, protecting his family and his legacy by accepting Hitler's poisoned chalice. The official announcement claimed that Rommel had succumbed to his injuries from the July attack. He received a state funeral with full military honors, his coffin draped with the Nazi flag. A final ironic tribute from the regime that had murdered him. The truth about Rommel's death remained hidden until after the war. His widow Lucy later revealed the details, painting a picture of a man who chose death with the same dignity and courage that had marked his life. The betrayal of Rommel revealed the true nature of Hitler's leadership. Loyalty was a one-way street. Even the most celebrated heroes could become victims of his paranoid rage. Rommel's story stands as a testament to the complex moral choices faced by military leaders under dictatorships. He began as a soldier serving his country and ended as a victim of the regime he had helped build. His death marked not just the end of a great military commander, but symbolized the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany itself.